What the fuck? What's up guys, it's Chris the Drone Geek, and today on Let's Talk Drones, we are talking about the rumor mill because it is a buzz with the Mavic Mini 2 rumors and potential features coming for the Mavic Mini 2. Now, the Mavic Mini 2, little controversial, but it's all but been confirmed that it is coming. And here's how we know. DJI had to file with the FCC to prepare to release the next drone. In that preparation, they released a picture of the battery label for their next new drone. Take a look at this. You'll see here at the top of the battery, it says DJI camera drone, which that's just a placeholder. Typically in that area, it would say DJI Mavic Mini, DJI Mavic 2 Zoom, DJI Mavic 2 Pro, and so on and so forth. In this case, they put camera drone there as a placeholder. But the other thing I want you to pay attention to is the model name on the battery. The first Mavic Mini's model number is MT1SS5 if you're in the United States, and MT1SD25 if you're anywhere else. Now, if we go by the naming template that was set up for the Mavic Mini, then we'll know that there's a really good shot that this battery is for the Mavic Mini 2. The third thing you need to pay attention to on this battery label for the alleged Mavic Mini 2 is the milliamp hourage. So the Mavic Mini 1 had a milliamp hourage rating of 2400. This battery has a rating of 2250. So we are going to be losing some battery life compared to the Mavic Mini 1, but why is that? It seems like from conversations I've found on the internet, both official and unofficial, the next drone for DJI, which again has all but been confirmed to be the Mavic Mini 2, will have some improved features as well as some added features to it. Let's start with the improvements. First off, it looks like the Mavic Mini 2 is going to have improved GPS, which will bode well for pilots because that means you'll connect to satellites faster and you'll maintain those connections more easily throughout the course of your flights. Plus, probably some added benefits that I can't really explain to you because way over my head. Next, it looks like the Mavic Mini 2 is going to have an added 2.4 gigahertz frequency when it comes to the remote controller. Now, for those of you that don't know, the lower the number on a radio frequency like this, the better the signal is, the longer the range will be for the drone. Transversely, the higher the number is, the weaker the signal will be and the less range you'll have. Keep that in mind. And last but certainly not least, in fact, it's probably the most prominent feature in terms of what owners of the Mavic Mini 1 were looking for, is an improved camera system. It looks like the Mavic Mini 2 is going to grant the wish of so many Mavic Mini owners by bumping that video from 2.7K up to 4K. Now, it's not known about what frame rate capabilities this camera will have. Will it be 30? Will it be 60? Certainly won't be 120. I think that's a little too advanced for a drone like the Mini, but again, who knows? It's DJI, they do whatever they want anyway. I would look for this drone to top out at 4K 30 frames per second personally, but only time will tell. Now on to new features. Now, one of these features seems to be set in stone. It's going to be something that will happen with the Mavic Mini 2. It's talked about online, both officially and unofficially, so look for that to happen. The other one is more of speculation on my part, paired with maybe some borderline official, more unofficial conversations on the internet. The first one is Bluetooth 5.0. It looks like the Mavic Mini 2 is going to have Bluetooth 5.0 capabilities. What does this mean? This means that you'll probably be able to transfer files from the drone over to your mobile device or cell phone. It also means there's a high possibility that you'll be able to connect a DJI smart controller to the Mavic Mini 2. Really exciting stuff. Now, on to the speculation from me and many others on the internet. What about the obstacle avoidance sensors? Perhaps the one downfall with the Mavic Mini was that it had no obstacle avoidance sensors. The only sensor it had was the bottom sensor, and that was used strictly for landing. People really wanted to see obstacle avoidance in the Mavic Mini, especially since it's an entry-level drone. It gives new pilots that sense of security that they're going to be okay and that the drone will help protect itself from any obstacles that might get in the way. There is an argument to be made that new pilots should fly without sensors first and then add them as they get more advanced, but that extra sense of security definitely helps people get used to the new technology that is a drone. From what I've seen online, it seems like the Mavic Mini 2 might, and I say that very, very cautiously, might have front and rear obstacle avoidance sensors. This would be a huge game changer, and quite frankly, I would be scared if I were the Mavic 2 Zoom as it relates to production value for DJI. The Mavic 2 Zoom is a great drone, don't get me wrong. It has 4K video, the mechanical zoom feature, but the downfalls are it only has a 12 megapixel camera, and it really doesn't have anything different to offer outside of that mechanical zoom. The Mavic Mini will have 4K video, just like the Zoom does. It'll have a 12 megapixel camera, just like the Zoom does, and it will now have front and back obstacle avoidance sensors. The Zoom does have the side obstacle avoidance sensors, but the Mini is going to up the game by saying, I'm more portable than the Zoom. That means I have a higher value because I don't take up as much space as the Zoom does in your travel bag, in your camera bag, etc. I'm not saying the Zoom will be completely obsolete after the Mavic Mini 2 comes out, but its value certainly comes down after the Mavic Mini 2 has been released. Sorry, I love the Zoom, but facts are facts. But I digress. What I really wanted to address here is just how frustrated I am with DJI once again. You saw this in my last video talking about leaks about the Mavic 3. I was very frustrated that they weren't coming out with an Inspire 3. We've been waiting a long time for that drone, and then rumors leak out that the Mavic 3 is coming out. It was just sort of weird for me. This is almost the exact same principle. The Mavic Mini just came out not long ago. Now all of a sudden we have the Mavic Mini 2 coming out. I get it. It's easy for people to say, yep, I'm gonna buy it. They spend their money with DJI and then that's cash in their pocket. But DJI, I urge you, please think about who you're attracting. Yes, with the Mavic Mini, you're introducing people to drones and hopefully then they upgrade to higher end drones as they become more familiar with your systems. However, there's probably a much higher drop-off rate of people not upgrading to the next drone after they buy the Mavic Mini. It is far more expensive to add a new customer than it is to keep an existing customer happy. Remember that. You've got a lot of customers, a lot of fans that are very, very excited about your high-end products, and we're excited to add them to our cinematography, photography, what name you arsenals. And another thing, I just bought 2 Mavic Minis as gifts for people in my life. Had I known that the Mavic Mini 2 was coming out with improved and added features, I definitely would have held off on those purchases and waited for the more upgraded drone. But what do you think? Are you upset that the Mavic Mini 2 is coming out right on the heels of the Mavic Mini 1? Or are you really stoked? As you should be. It'll be a really cool drone, I'm sure. Let me know what you think about the rumors, the facts, the new features, what you think the Mavic Mini 2 should have in the comments below. If you liked this video, make sure you hit the thumbs up button down below as well. It helps me out a lot. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button too. We are on the quest to 1,000 subscribers. So after you hit that subscribe button, tell 3 of your friends. Tell them to hit the subscribe button, and then tell 3 of their friends to go and hit the subscribe button, and so on and so forth. That will get us there in almost no time. I need 749 subscribers before the end of 2020, or else this is a complete failure. Nah, I'm just kidding. It's not a complete failure, but how cool would it be to get 749 subscribers before the end of the year? Pretty dope if you ask me. Once again, if you liked this video, please leave a like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And again, I'm really curious to know what you think about the rumors for the Mavic Mini 2. Leave your comments below. Really interested to hear from you, and I respond to almost all of my comments. Until next time, guys, I'm Chris, the Drone Geek, and I am out of here. Peace!